The pen trembled in my hand that morning, the weight of a single signature heavier than I could have imagined. In my father's study, where the air clung to the ghost of his cologne, I made a choice that would shatter my world. It was 3 years ago, but the memory burns like it was yesterday. The day I gave away a fortune to a charity I believed in, only to lose my inheritance, my name, and the family I thought I knew. How could a single act of kindness become my greatest crime? And why does the truth about that donation still haunt me? I was the youngest son, raised in a mansion where wealth was a gilded cage, and love came with a ledger. My father's voice still cuts through me. Money is power, boy. Never let it go. But I did. Not out of defiance, but because I saw a spark of hope in a cause for strangers I'd never meet. A children's hospital, desperate for funding. I thought I was breaking free, signing that check with a racing heart, the ink sealing my fate. I thought my father might be proud. Instead, he called me a traitor. My mother turned away. My older brother, always his shadow, locked the door behind me. They didn't just disown me. They erased me like I'd never been theirs. Now, standing in the ashes of that life, I'm left with questions that claw at me in the dark. Why did my family guard their wealth like a secret they'd killed to keep? What was it about that hospital that made them so afraid? And the question I'm terrified to face: was my sacrifice worth it? This is my story, raw, unfiltered, and full of truths I'm only beginning to uncover. There are secrets buried in my family's past, and someone else was watching that day. Someone I never saw coming. Join me on this journey through 10 chapters of betrayal, redemption, and the fight to rebuild what I lost. If my story stirs something in you, please like, comment, and subscribe. I need you with me to face what's next. My hand shakes like a traitor's as I grip the pen, the check staring up at me, blank except for the 7-figure sum I'm about to carve into it. The children's hospital, sick kids, flickering hope, deserves this money more than my family's gilded cage ever will. My pulse thumps in my throat, a wild, reckless thing, and for one stupid moment, I think this is it. My chance to be more than my father's shadow, more than a name etched in his ledger. The ink flows, black and final, and I feel a jolt, like I've just cut a wire to a bomb or lit the fuse. In his study, the air's thick with his cologne, a musky ghost that clings to the leather chair, the polished desk, the walls that have heard every one of our fights. His portrait looms above me, eyes like cold steel, judging. I sign my name, Thomas Alexander Warwick, and the scratch of the pen is louder than my heartbeat. I'm free, I think. Or maybe I just want to believe it. The ink dries, and the room feels smaller, like it's holding its breath, waiting for the fallout. Ethan slips in, his shadow falling over the desk. My older brother, always the loyal son, always the one who knows the rules. His eyes lock on the check, and their daggers, sharp and glinting. "You're throwing away our legacy," he whispers, his voice low, tight with something darker than anger, fear maybe, or something worse. His hands are fists, and I wonder what he's holding back. What secrets clawing at him from the inside? I call the hospital director, my chest swelling with something close to hope. Her name's Dr. Ellis, and her voice is warm at first, grateful, but then it falters, like she's tripping over a lie. "Your family, they've been here before," she says, and the words hang heavy, like damp laundry on a line. "What the hell does that mean?" I press, but she dodges. Her tone clipped, professional. My stomach twists, and I hang up, the hope souring into something jagged. Dinner is a funeral. My father sits at the head of the table, his silence a blade slicing through the clink of silverware. My mother fidgets with her pearls, her fingers nervous, her eyes anywhere but mine. The chandelier glints like a warning, and the tension chokes me, thick as the steak I can't swallow. Ethan watches me, his gaze heavy, calculating, like he's already writing my obituary. I want to scream, to demand they say something, but the air's too tight. A storm brewing in their silence. That night, I can't sleep. The mansion's too quiet, a mausoleum of secrets. I creep to the hallway, drawn by whispers. Ethan's voice, low and urgent to my mother. "He's digging his own grave," he says, and my heart stumbles, a clumsy thing tripping over itself. What do they know that I don't? I lean against the wall, the cold seeping into my skin, and realize this house has never been a home. It's a vault, locking away truths I'm only starting to glimpse. My donation wasn't just a check. It was a key. And I've unlocked something dangerous. Dawn creeps through the mansion's heavy curtains, gray and mean, as my father summons me to his study. His face is stone, carved with lines of rage I've seen 1,000 times, but never like this. He slams a leather-bound ledger on the desk, its pages yellowed, scrawled with codes I can't decipher, numbers, initials, dates that mean nothing and everything. "You gave away our blood," he snarls, his voice a low growl, like an animal cornered. The words hit me like a slap, and I flinch, not from fear but from the weight of his disgust. I try to explain, my voice cracking as I talk about the hospital. Kids with hollow eyes, machines that beep like dying hearts. They needed it, I say, but he cuts me off, his hand slicing the air. "You're nothing if you choose strangers over us." The words are a blade, twisting deep, and I feel my place in this family unraveling, thread by thread. He's not just angry, he's erasing me, rewriting me as a ghost in his perfect, polished world. My mother stands by the window, her silhouette fragile against the dawn. Her face is pale, almost translucent, like she's fading into the glass. I beg her to speak, to say something, anything, but she just shakes her head, her silence louder than his fury. Her fingers clutch her pearls, twisting them like a noose, and I realize she's not going to save me. She's chosen her side, and it's not mine. The betrayal stings worse than his words, a quiet poison seeping into my bones. Ethan steps forward, his movements smooth, practiced. He slides a legal notice across the desk, the paper crisp and cold, stripping me of the family trust. His smirk is a knife, sharp and deliberate, but his eyes flicker, guilt maybe, or something darker. "You made your choice," he says, and I want to scream that this isn't a choice. It's survival. I grab the paper, my hands shaking, and see my future dissolving, dollar by dollar, name by name. I stumble to my room, my chest a mess of shame and fury, like I've swallowed broken glass. The hallway's too long, the walls too close, and every step feels like sinking into quicksand. On my nightstand, a photo from a gala years ago mocks me. Us, smiling, my father's arm around me, a lie frozen in time. I tear it apart, the rip loud in the quiet, my hands trembling as tears burn my eyes. The pieces scatter, and I'm not sure if I'm destroying the past or myself. Alone, I sit on the edge of my bed, clutching the torn photo, the edges sharp against my palms. Was love ever real in this house? Or was it always a transaction, a balance sheet of loyalty and betrayal? My father's ledger looms in my mind, those cryptic codes like a language I was never meant to read. What's he hiding? What's worth more than his own son? The room feels smaller, the air heavier, and I know this isn't just about money. It's about blood, ours and someone else's, spilled long before I signed that check. The mansion's a mausoleum, its marble floors cold as I pack a single bag, each zipper's rasp a countdown to exile. My mother watches from the doorway, her eyes hollow, like she's already buried me in her mind. Her hands twist together, pale and bony, but she doesn't move, doesn't speak. "Why won't you fight for me?" I whisper, my voice breaking. A kid begging for something he knows he'll never get. She looks away, her face a mask of grief and guilt. And I realize she's not just letting me go. She's letting me vanish. Ethan escorts me to the gate, his grip on my arm hard, not brotherly but like a guard marching a prisoner. His face is all sharp angles, his eyes glinting with something I can't read. Anger maybe, or fear. "You'll wish you'd listened," he says, his voice low, a tremor running through it like a crack in ice. What's he hiding? I search his face for the brother who used to sneak me candy, but he's gone, replaced by this stranger who smells of my father's cologne. I drive to a motel, the kind of place where dreams go to die. Its neon sign buzzing like a trapped fly. The clerk's eyes slide over me, pity curling her lips, and I feel smaller than ever. A rich kid stripped bare. I hand over cash, my last taste of the family fortune, and the room smells of stale smoke and regret. The bed creaks under me, the mattress thin as my hope, and I stare at the ceiling, seeing my mother's empty eyes, my father's rage. My phone buzzes, a text from an unknown number. "You've opened the door you can't close." My stomach twists, bile rising, and I grip the phone like it might bite. Who's watching me? The words burn into me, and I delete the message, but it's still there, branded in my brain. I try to breathe, but the air's too thick, the walls too close, like the room's shrinking to match my life. Lying on the lumpy bed, I replay every moment. My father's snarl, my mother's silence, Ethan's warning. Their faces swirl, a carousel of betrayal. And I wonder if I broke this family, or if it was cracked long before I picked up that pen. Was it my fault, signing that check? Thinking I could be something more? Or was it theirs, building a life on lies I never saw? The motel's hum fills the silence, but it can't drown out the questions clawing at me. What would you do if the people you loved most turned you into a stranger? I'm not sure I know who I am anymore. Cast out like trash from a house that was never home. The check was supposed to save lives, but it's cost me mine. And I'm left with nothing but this dingy room and a phone that hums with threats. I need to know I'm not alone in this. Share your thoughts below. Tell me what you do. I'm drowning in the dark, and your words might be the only light I've got left. I walk into the children's hospital, chasing the ghost of my good deed, but the sterile halls feel like a trap. The air's sharp with antiseptic, and the nurses' smiles are tight, their eyes sliding away like I'm a plague. I wanted to see the new wing, the proof my money saved lives, but the construction signs feel like a lie. A stage set for a play I don't understand. A kid in a wheelchair rolls by, his eyes hollow, and I wonder if my check was ever enough to fix this broken place. A nurse, Sarah her badge says, grabs my arm in a dim corridor, her fingers cold. "Your family's tied to this place," she whispers, her eyes darting like she's afraid of being caught. "Be careful." The words hit like a fist, knocking the air out of me. What does she know? I try to ask, but she's gone, disappearing into the hum of the hospital, leaving me with a pulse that won't slow down and a question that burns. What did my family do here? At a diner, the coffee's bitter as my thoughts. I hunch over my laptop, digging through old hospital records online, my fingers clumsy on the keys. There it is, my father's name, linked to a donation years ago, tied to a patient named Clara who died in some vague incident. My skin prickles, a cold sweat breaking out. Clara. The name feels like a splinter, sharp and buried deep. What happened to her? And why is my family's name on her grave? My phone buzzes. Another text from an unknown number. You're digging too deep. The coffee cup slips, splashing my hand, and I curse, my heart hammering like it's trying to break free. I delete the message, but it's carved into me, a warning I can't unsee. Who's out there, watching? My eyes scan the diner. Truckers, a tired waitress. Nobody who looks like a threat. But the air feels heavy, like it's holding secrets. I call Lila, my old friend, her voice a lifeline through the static. She's hesitant, her words careful, but she agrees to meet. You don't know what you're stirring up, she says, and her fear crawls through the phone, wrapping around me. What does she know? I hang up, my hands shaking, and step into the night, the diner's neon glow fading behind me. Driving to the motel, a black car tails me, its headlights slicing through the dark like eyes that won't blink. My grip tightens on the wheel, my breath shallow. I turn sharp and it vanishes, but my heart's still racing. My rearview mirror empty but heavy with threat. The motel's parking lot is a pool of shadows, and I lock my door. The click too loud in the quiet. My donation was supposed to be light, but it's dragged me into darkness. And I'm starting to think my family's secrets aren't just about money. They're about blood. And I'm the only one stupid enough to keep digging. Lila sits across from me in a coffee shop, her hands trembling around a chipped mug, her face pale as the fluorescent light above. Your father's company ran trials at the hospital, she says, her voice barely above a whisper. Secret ones. People died. Thomas. Clara was one of them. Her words are a gut punch, stealing my breath. Clara, the name from the records, isn't just a ghost. She's a wound, and my family's hands are bloody. Lila's eyes dart to the door, like she's expecting it to burst open. I storm to the hospital, my anger a live wire, and corner the director in her office, her desk cluttered with files like a barricade. Your donation dug up things we buried, she says, her voice trembling, her eyes avoiding mine. Your father wanted those records gone. Her admission is a crack in the foundation of everything I thought I knew. My check wasn't just a gift. It was a shovel, unearthing a grave my family sealed shut long ago. Back at the motel, I find my room gutted. Drawers yanked open, my laptop gone, my clothes scattered like a crime scene. My heart pounds, but it's not fear anymore. It's rage, hot and sharp, burning through the fog. Someone wants me quiet, but I'm done playing their game. I kick a broken lamp, the crash loud in the silence, and swear I'll find the truth, even if it tears me apart. I track down Mr. Kessler, our old family lawyer, in a smoky office that smells of whiskey and regret. He's older now, his suit wrinkled, his eyes darting to the window like he's expecting a ghost. Your father's secrets will ruin you, he warns, his voice low, like he's afraid the walls are listening. Stop digging. But his fear only fuels me. What's so dangerous it's worth silencing me for? I lean closer, demanding answers, but he shakes his head, his hands trembling. In my car, I grip the wheel until my knuckles ache. Betrayal choking me like smoke. My family didn't just cut me off. They're guarding a lie that's bigger than me, bigger than the money I gave away. Clara's name echoes in my head, a stranger who's become my anchor. Was she just a mistake? Or something worse? The hospital's sterile halls, my father's ledger, my mother's silence, They're all pieces of a puzzle I'm terrified to solve. Have you ever found a truth that broke your world apart? I'm standing in the rubble of mine, and every step feels like stepping on glass. My family's built an empire on lies, and I'm the only one tearing it down. Share your story in the comments. I'm scared of what's next, but I can't stop now. I need to know there's someone out there who gets it, who's felt the weight of a truth too heavy to carry alone. Tell me, because I'm holding on by a thread, and your words might be the only thing keeping me from falling. The black car's back, squatting in the motel lot like a predator, its engine purring under the flickering streetlight. My heart slams against my ribs as I march toward it, my fists clenched, ready to rip answers from whoever's inside. I catch a glimpse of Marcus, Ethan's assistant, his face pale and sharp in the driver's seat, before he guns the engine and peels out, tires screeching. The air's thick with exhaust and my own rage, and I'm left standing in the dark, my breath ragged, knowing I'm being hunted. I call Ethan, my voice raw, scraping like sandpaper. "What are you hiding?" I demand, pacing the motel's cracked pavement. He laughs, sharp and hollow, like breaking glass. "You're chasing shadows, little brother," he says, but his voice cracks. A hairline fracture in his armor. He's lying, and I can taste it, bitter as the coffee I downed earlier. I hang up, my hands shaking, the phone hot against my palm, and I wonder how deep this goes, how far he'll go to keep me quiet. Lila emails me a scanned article, the paper's edges frayed like my nerves. It's about Clara, a young mother who died in my father's trials, her name inked in my mind like a tattoo. The article's vague, complications, negligence, but it's enough to make my stomach churn. She was real, not just a name in a record, and my family's fingerprints are all over her death. I clutch my laptop, the screen's glow harsh, and feel her loss like it's mine. I visit Diane, Clara's sister, in a crumbling apartment that smells of damp and despair. Her eyes blaze, twin fires of grief and hate, as she calls my father a murderer. "Clara wasn't the only one," she says, her voice low, like she's afraid of waking the dead. Her words cut deeper than I expected, mirroring my own betrayal, and I wonder if we're both fighting the same monster. She hands me a photo of Clara, smiling, alive, and it's a punch I didn't see coming. That night, I dream of my mother, her face a mask of guilt, her eyes wet with the secrets. She's standing in the hospital's sterile halls, silent as ever, and I wake gasping, my shirt soaked with sweat. Did she know about Clara? The question claws at me, sharp and relentless, and I can't shake the feeling that her silence is more than cowardice. It's complicity. The motel's walls feel like they're closing in, the air heavy with truths I'm not ready to face. I'm not chasing shadows anymore. I'm chasing blood, and Marcus's face in that car proves it. My family's secrets are alive, watching me, waiting to strike. I'm alone in this, but Clara's photo sits on the nightstand, her smile a quiet demand to keep going. I don't know how much deeper this rabbit hole goes, but I'm in it now, and there's no climbing out. The eyes in the dark are real, and they're closer than I think. Diane hands me a box of Clara's things, her fingers trembling like she's passing me a bomb. Inside, a journal, a locket, a letter in shaky handwriting that names my father's company in a cover-up. Clara's words are a knife, slicing through the lies my family fed me, and I feel her fear, her desperation, like it's my own. The apartment's dim light flickers, and Diane's eyes burn into me, demanding justice. I clutch the letter, my chest tight. Knowing this is more than a secret, it's a crime. I sneak into the family estate, my pulse hammering as I slip through a side gate. The night thick with the scent of jasmine and betrayal. My mother's in the library, frail as a ghost, her eyes red-rimmed. "Stop this," she begs, her voice a whisper, like she's afraid the walls will hear. "You'll tear us apart." Her words sting, but it's her fear that cuts deepest. Fear of me, of the truth I'm dragging into the light. I want to shake her, demand why she let this happen, but she's already breaking. Ethan catches us, his face twisted with rage. A predator cornered. He slams me against the wall, his breath hot, his voice a hiss. "You're dead to us." His hands tremble though, and his eyes flicker with something new, fear, raw and naked. He's not just protecting the family name, he's protecting himself. I shove him off, my own anger a wildfire, and realize he's not the brother I knew, he's a stranger wearing his skin. In my father's study, I pry open a locked drawer, my hands slick with sweat. The ledger inside is a confession in ink. Clara Project, payments to hospital staff, names I don't know but feel like graves. Each entry is a stab, proof my family's fortune was built on blood, not just money. The room spins, the air too thick, and I wonder how many others like Clara were buried to keep this empire standing. My father's portrait watches, silent, complicit. Driving away, the estate's lights fade in my rear view, but the truth chokes me, heavy as smoke. My family's not just hiding a secret, they're hiding a slaughter, and I'm the only one willing to burn it all down. Clara's letter is in my pocket, her words a pulse I can't ignore. I'm not just fighting for me anymore. I'm fighting for her, for the lives my family erased. The road stretches dark ahead, and I feel the weight of what's coming. Every secret has a price, and I'm paying it with every breath. My mother's plea, Ethan's fear, the ledger's cold truth. They're all pieces of a puzzle that's tearing me apart. I don't know how much deeper this goes, but I can't stop, even if it destroys me. My family's built a castle on lies, and I'm the match ready to light it. Clara's ghost is with me now, and I won't let her down, no matter what it costs. Marcus corners me at a gas station, his shadow falling over me like a storm cloud. His eyes cold as the gun he brushes under his coat. "Walk away, or you'll end up like Clara," he says, his voice low, each word a bullet. My heart slams against my ribs, but I stand my ground, my fists clenched, staring into the face of my brother's lackey. He's not just a messenger, he's a threat, and the weight of his words makes the air feel like glass, sharp and ready to cut. At the police station, I'm a fool, thinking they'll help. The desk sergeant's eyes are bored, dismissive, as I stammer about Clara, the trials, my family. "No evidence," he says, but an officer slips me a note as I leave. "Your father owns this town." My blood runs cold, the paper crumpled in my fist. My family's reach is longer than I thought, their secrets woven into the city's bones. I'm not just fighting them, I'm fighting a machine, oiled with their money. Lila's gone. Her phone's dead, her apartment empty, the door ajar like a scream. Guilt chokes me, thick and sour. Did I drag her into this abyss? I leave a voicemail, my voice cracking, begging her to be safe. But the silence on the other end is a weight I can't carry. I pace the motel lot, the neon sign buzzing like my thoughts, and wonder if I've lost her too, to the same darkness that swallowed Clara. I post a blog about the trials, my fingers trembling as I hit publish, the words spilling out like blood. It's reckless, but I'm done hiding. The post goes viral, my phone lighting up with threats, anonymous, vicious, and support. Voices I don't know but cling to like lifelines. The world's watching now, and I'm not sure if that's a victory or a noose. Clara's journal sits beside me, her handwriting a quiet demand to keep going, even as fear gnaws at my edges. In a new motel, The walls paper thin. I clutch Clara's journal, her words bleeding into mine. She's not just a name anymore. She's a mirror reflecting my own betrayal, my own loss. I'm not fighting for me alone. I'm fighting for her, for the truth my family buried. The room smells of mildew and despair, but her journal is a spark, keeping me from drowning in the dark. I trace her words, my fingers steadying, and know there's no way back. This is my line in the sand. Marcus's threat, the police's corruption, Lila's absence. They're all proof I'm closer to the truth than ever. My family's empire is cracking, and I'm the fracture they can't stop. But the cost is piling up. Friends, safety, the last scraps of who I thought I was. I'm alone in this dive of a motel. But Clara's with me. Her story louder than the threats. I'll keep going, even if it breaks me. Because some truths are worth dying for. My father's voice crackles through the phone. Frail but laced with venom. Like a snake too old to strike but still deadly. "You've destroyed us," he says, and I hear the guilt beneath his anger. A confession he doesn't mean to make. I want to scream back, to demand why Clara's death was worth hiding. But he hangs up, the silence louder than his words. My chest aches, a hollow space where family used to be. And I wonder if he's right, if I've burned it all down. Diane leads a protest at the hospital, and I join her. The crowds chants Clara's name over and over, a pulse that matches my own. Their anger is mine, their grief a mirror, and for the first time, I'm not alone. Strangers' faces, raw with pain, surround me, and I feel a flicker of something like hope, fragile but real. Diane grips my hand, her eyes fierce, and I know we're fighting the same war. Her sister's ghost standing with us. Ethan pulls me aside, his face ashen, his suit wrinkled like he's unraveling. "Take the money and stop," he pleads, offering my trust fund back. His voice small, desperate. I see the brother I loved once, the one who taught me to ride a bike. But he's buried under years of loyalty to our father. I shove him away, my rage a wildfire, and spit in his face. The act raw, final. He stumbles back, and I know I've lost him for good. The hospital issues a statement, admitting to the trials but pinning it all on my father's company. Their words slick as oil. It's a victory, but it tastes wrong, too clean, like they're dodging something bigger. The crowd cheers, but I feel the truth slipping, like sand through my fingers. There's more here, something they're still hiding. And I'm the only one who cares enough to keep digging. Lila finds me in a safe house, her face bruised, her eyes haunted but alive. My relief is a wave crashing over me, but her hands shake as she hands me a USB drive. "Hospital records," she says, her voice barely there. "It's worse than we thought." The drive feels heavy, like it holds the weight of every lie my family built. She's risked everything for this, and I pull her close, whispering thanks, knowing I've dragged her into my hell. The truth is breaking free, but it's a jagged thing, cutting me as it escapes. My father's guilt, Ethan's desperation, the hospital's half-truths. They're all pieces of a puzzle I'm scared to finish. Clara's name echoes in the crowd, in Lila's eyes, in my own heart, and I know I can't stop, even if it buries me. I'm not just fighting for justice. I'm fighting for the family I thought I had, for the man I thought I could be. The safe house walls feel like they're closing in, but Lila's here, and so is Clara's ghost. And I'll keep going until the whole damn truth is out. I leak the records to a journalist, and the story explodes like a bomb. My father's company reduced to headlines and lawsuits. He's arrested, cuffs snapping around his wrists. His face on the news, a hollow version of the man who raised me. The empire he built, our empire, is ash. And I'm the one who lit the match. My chest feels tight, not with triumph, but with something heavier, like grief for a life I never really had. Ethan visits, his eyes sunken, his suit hanging loose like he's shrinking inside it. "I was protecting us," he says, his voice small. The boy I love buried under years of lies. I see him, the brother who bandaged my knees, but the betrayal's too deep, a wound that won't close. I don't forgive him, not yet, but I let him sit, let him talk, because maybe we're both broken now. Two sides of the same shattered coin. My mother's letter arrives, her handwriting shaky, the paper smelling faintly of her perfume. "I knew about Clara," she writes. "I'm sorry." "She's dying," she says, and begs to see me. My heart splits. Anger, love, and something softer, like regret. Can I face her, knowing she let Clara die? Let me fall. I fold the letter, my hands trembling, and tuck it away, not ready to decide if forgiveness is a door I can open. At Clara's grave, I leave flowers, their petals soft against the cold stone. I whisper a promise to keep her story alive, my voice catching. Diane hugs me, her tears warm against my cheek. And for a moment, I'm not alone. Her grief is mine. Her fight is mine. And I realize Clara's not just a ghost. She's the spark that changed me. The reason I'm still standing. In the wreckage of my old life, I see my donation for what it was. A rebellion, a spark that lit a fire. I lost everything. Family, money, the name I was born with. But I found something sharper, something real, purpose. It's a jagged thing, cutting me even as it holds me up, but it's mine. The motel's gone, the mansion's gone, but I'm here, and Clara's story is alive, burning brighter than my family's lies. This story's done, but the fight's not over. I'm still here, piecing myself back together, carrying Clara, Diane, and every other name my family tried to erase. If this hit you, if you've ever lost something for a truth you couldn't let go, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share your story below. Your fight, your spark. I'm listening, and we're in this together, because some truths are worth everything, and I need your strength to keep going.